everyone. Hello. Happy Wednesday. I'm Shauna Lynn, and this is Getting Started in Photoshop. How is everyone today? How are you? What's new? What's going on? What's happening? I see Tim's here, and is it Andreas? Andreas? Hi. Hi, Steve. Hi, Krishna. Hi, Mark. How are you guys? Where are you guys tuning in from? I'm here in, it's actually sunny today, sunny Chicago, and I've got coffee. Hi, Dana. Am I quiet? Let me bump it up a little. How's that? Is that better? Let me know. But yeah, hi guys. What's new? What's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Adobe, for having me. Today we're going to be doing various fun Zoom backgrounds or video conferencing backgrounds, but first I'm going to show you today's schedule because we have a fantastic lineup. So we have myself, of course, because I'm here, followed by Kathleen Martin, followed by Claudie twice, followed by Ben Wagner, Howard Pinsky, Kyle Webster, and ending the day with Voodoo Val and Delta Tango Mike. So we've got a really fun lineup today. Teddy Bear must make a cameo. Hang on, I can grab him. He's on the bed. Come here, Ted. Here he is. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Mr. Teddy Bear. He's my director of cute. He's worked with me for 7 years. He's a good boy. He does a good job. He got a haircut recently, so he's really tiny. Yeah. So where is everyone tuning in from? Let's chit chat a little. I thought making Zoom backgrounds would be fun. It's just going to show you how I make, like how I illustrate in Photoshop from start to finish. We may finish one today. We might do it today, tomorrow. We'll see how far we get, but the plan is to let you guys sort of dictate where this goes. I can see dog treats in the corner. Yeah, he's got his cookies here. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. Nora says, I love your Behance handle name. Thank you. Yeah, that, no one can ever say my last name, so it was a joke from high school where someone just like, I can't say your last name, so I've just been calling you Shauna Parmesan. But yeah, so here's Teddy. I'm gonna let him go back to his bed. Yeah, so let's get going. So I have these 3 prompts. And you're gonna have me till hold on, I got a time conversion in my head. 9 a.m. Pacific. So you've got me for the next hour and a half. If you guys are in the YouTube chat, come over to be.net/live. That's where the cool kids hang out. That's where we're hanging out and having fun. So these are my my theme ideas that I came up with. So we've got, I see Steve's here from New Zealand. How fun. Hi, Eric. How are you? So we've got 3 theme ideas. Like, I thought video conferencing backgrounds would be fun. I know for me, I was dealing with a lot of Zoom fatigue early on in everything. And it got to the point where I was like, I need to take a step back. But now things are kind of evening out, and I'm doing a little more Zoom conferencing and stuff. So it's really fun to have like a custom background because sometimes I don't want to show my room. And, oh, he wants a cookie. Here you go, bub. You're pretending you're in Florida today. Good, as you should. Though right now Florida is probably 100 degrees. So I don't know if that's like the best thing. But yeah, so I thought it might be kind of fun to let you guys dictate which way we go. So we've got 3 options. We've got a haunted forest, we've got wildflowers, and then we have an animal collage. So like just start throwing out kind of what you'd like to do, like which one you'd like to see. Right now I'm just working on a generic artboard because I didn't want to show all of my files in the recent files, so we just have this up for time being. Hi from Australia. Hello, welcome, welcome. What time is it there? You guys are like 12 hours ahead, aren't you? You're here from the future. Haunted forest. Okay, so we've got one tick for haunted forest. Haunted animal collage. Thanks, Tim. Haunted forest. Haunted forest. And you know what? Like, if we go with haunted forest, it's never too early for Halloween. As far as I'm concerned, this year's a wipe, or this year's a wash. So, like, I could put up Christmas decorations tomorrow and it wouldn't matter. Because I don't know what time it is anyways. 2:35 a.m. here in New Zealand. Holy smokes, you up late. You're up very late. Let's see, 12:35 a.m. in Australia. Okay, so you're actually like 15 hours ahead. Wow. I didn't realize Australia was that far ahead of me. I'm in Chicago, so it is 9:30 here. All right, I'm seeing haunted forest, haunted forest. So you think we should go with haunted forest, guys? Haunted forest? Someone in the YouTube chat goes, "You're spoiling that dog." Isn't that what dogs are for? To be spoiled. He was a rescue. He needed to be spoiled. And he's got his own spot on the bed. He's all curled up again. He's going to go take a nap. PAK, is that Pakistan? Either wildflowers or animal collage, but my first choice would be wildflowers. Okay, so we've got a wildflowers, and then I'm going to count Tim's for animal collage as well. Tim, that's one of my favorite dad jokes because my dad's a dentist. My other favorite is what instrument does a dentist play? A tuba toothpaste. Ba-dum-ching. Another haunted forest. Let's see. Haunted forest. All right, so it's looking like haunted forest is going to win. And if we finish this today, we can do another one tomorrow. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to be using a mix of like my own brushes that I've made and some Kyle Webster brushes, which are native to the Photoshop app now. If you need to access them, you have your brush selected. You go up to this little button up here in the top left corner. You'll see the little brush option, and you're going to hit the little gear, and you can hit get more brushes, and that's going to take you to download more brushes from Kyle. He's got some fantastic ones. My favorite are all of his dry media ones. He's got some really fantastic ones in dry media, and I used his watercolor ones for a wedding invitation several years ago, and it looked like actual watercolor. It was so impressive. So it'll be a mix of his. I also like his gouache brushes, and I have one in here. His hard square pastel is also another one I like, and I think that came from the winter brush set. One thing that I really like to do when I work in Photoshop is rather than like scrolling through to find all my brushes, I make copies and I put them all in a set folder of just like my go-to brushes. Haunted forest, as if it's behind the haunted mansion. I like how you think, Mark. Jathan says, "Thank you for doing this, Shauna. You're welcome." Tim, do you swear to pull the whole tooth and nothing but the tooth? I need to tell that one to him. That's good. Oh man. He could pull that. He could do that on... One thing he likes to do on Halloween is he's got those like Jim Bob teeth like the Billy Bob teeth that look like they're like going every which way. And he'll pop those in and he'll go greet his patient and he'll be like, "Hello, welcome." And he's like, "I'm just kidding. They're not real." You know, can't do that this year because masks, but that's been his go-to. Okay. All right, so I'm going to erase this. And I'm just gonna use the lasso tool to select and delete this. Okay, so I'm working on artboards right now. Eventually I need to make a new document where I'm gonna do my sketch. I think for this, I do want to do just a very, is this my brush? Yeah, it's the brush I like. Like, what should our haunted forest have? That's what I want to know. I hate dentists. They always talk to you and you can't reply. Okay, so fun fact, they actually can understand you because they've been doing it for years. So if you're like, you're doing great, they know what you're saying. Like, I've had full conversations with my father when he's like working on my teeth. But I have asked him, like, do you understand what people are saying? He's like, yeah, I know what they're saying. So every dentist appointment should be scheduled at 2:30. I think that would be a little crowded. I love when Tim trolls. I love when Tim trolls. What should our haunted forest have? A haunted forest. It should have a forest. So keep in mind, this is going to be behind you. So when you're Zoom conferencing, like your head is here. So you want kind of the bulk of your content here and here so that people can see it. Because if you have anything important in this area, like your body's going to block it. So we want to keep it like somewhat not simple, but we don't want to overcrowd the composition. So let me move this up. I'm going to just change the size of this, pop it in the corner, create a new layer. And which you can do down in the corner by using the little plus button, or you can hit Command-Shift-N on a Mac, or I think it's Control-Shift-N on a Windows. Owls and bats with seeing mostly eyes. Okay, let me write these down because okay, so we're gonna humor. So it's gonna be forest. Can you guys see the pink? I just realized you might not be able to see the pink. I like just sketching color because it makes compositions way more fun. But when I send them to clients, I grayscale it. Someone says haunted wildflowers. We can do some like creepy flowers in there. And I think it should have some creepy trees. A dark canopy. And if you guys want to draw along, please do. I'd love to see what your interpretation of haunted forest is. Right now I'm just using like a pencil brush I made. You can use from Kyle's, pretty much any of Kyle's packs I think have a pencil of some kind. Something really haunted, like an art director. Definitely some purple. Okay, so we have to have like purples and blues. But should they be... Whoa, I didn't... My coffee's not kicked in yet. Do we want it to be like a grayer blue, or do we want it to be like really vibrant? When these are done too, I'll post them up so you guys can download them and use them. Collaborative effort. Rainbows. Add some spooky eyes. Some spooky eyes. I got owls. Boiling cauldron. Poison ivy. Scooby-Doo gang with the mystery machine. Zoinks. Haunted animal flowers. Like flowers are cute, but dead oh, that got dark fast. I'm thinking darkness with a purple that pops. Okay. I can see that. Like a Halloween purple, like that really vibrant, like, where is it? Like a this purple. Worms must have worms. Okay. What if, okay, so we're going to make this like, if we're going to make this really creepy, I almost think I have like a rough idea of what I can do, and that includes a skeleton in there. But is it a human skeleton or an animal skeleton? The moon. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe like if we have the moon, but we cover it with some creepy clouds. I think that might help. Supersonic glowing spider. We can make them glow. We can figure that out. What about a shark in a faraway lake in the background? All right, guys, keep in mind. So, if you're just joining in, we're making video conferencing backgrounds. So you want to make sure that it fits. It's going to be in a 1920 by 1080 size image. Depending how big that is, because I work at 300 DPI, I have to look at what the inches are. I sometimes will double or triple that size, because sometimes if you're working in pixels, it ends up being like this big, and it's really hard to draw at that scale. So I'll times it up and I'll scale it up proportionate to itself, and then scale it back down. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Ashant. Hi, Arfa. How are you? Jean Marie. Giant lump of tofu. So we should have mushrooms, is what you're saying. I agree. Okay, so when you're doing Zoom backgrounds, we're going to keep in mind that, like, for the most part, we're going to be center in the composition. So anything important, anything that you want to be seen, you really don't want to put it in this general area. Did I just make the Deathly Hallows? I definitely just did. Hello from Cancun. Hello. How's the weather down there? All right. So we've got a good list. Obviously, we're gonna have a forest because we're doing the haunted forest theme, so that's a given. I should think it's creepy trees. Let's go with. We're gonna do moon. We're just gonna pull some ideas from this list and go from there. It's a shame that Val's not here to see that comment, Tim. How do you use format for printing in JPEG file in CorelDRAW? I don't know. We're in Photoshop. Okay, so we're gonna have some mushrooms, and I'm gonna add in skeleton, because I love drawing skeletons. I do very stylized ones, but I love drawing skeletons. They're creepy. What did I just do? What did I just drag? I don't know. Are all my brushes still? Yeah, okay. I think I just like... Oh, I did. There we go. I nested accidentally. Okay, let's fix that. All right, so I'm going to use this darker pencil to get this. All right, so this is not going to be totally accurate. I'm just kind of going off what I know proportionately, like 1920 by 1080 looks like. This will adjust. We'll fix things, but we're just going to do a really quick, rough sketch. So keeping in mind that our person is going to be here. We're going to ground it here. And then we're going to give it And then down here, we're going to do there's interesting conversation happening in the chat right now. Hello from Uzbekistan. Hello, welcome. Okay, so we're just gonna keep this like very, like I said, very loose. We can have like mushrooms and things coming up out of here. And then I'm gonna get the tree drawn. And this is actually a case where I think making this bigger and just like blocking is gonna help. So let's use Kyle's hard pastel fix to just block. Because this will be something that I'm going to adjust as we go based on size. And then I'm going to use the tilde Graves key. To shape it a little. I think I might just switch over to the correct size and go from there. Just because this gives me a good rough plan. I don't really need to mark out this sketch itself too much, because I'm going to get a little more detailed. Racing with the pen tool, what is this magic? It's magic you showed me, Tim. This key in the top left corner of your keyboard, you press it, you hold it down, it makes your brush turn into an eraser. You can also go up here to mode. You have to have your brush selected, but you go to mode, you hit clear. That will also turn your brush into an eraser. Before I knew about the Graves key, I had a separate brush that was like, I duplicate the brush I had and set it to clear, so I would just go back and forth between brushes, but the Graves key makes things so much easier. Okay, I'm going to select this with my lasso tool. I'm going to Command C. I'm going to create a new file. I'm just going to call this Haunted Zoom. And we have to do 1920 by 1080. Sometimes I will select artboards. In this case, I'm not going to, because I'm just going to work on the one file. And I'm setting my resolution to 300 because we can save it down later if we need to. And I can already see it's wider than I had it set. So I'm going to paste that in. The nice thing though is this gives me a lot more space to work with. Peter, hello in Chicago. Hello. I'm going to save this. Maybe a stream where the skull replaces the crossing stones. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea, actually. So keep in mind, like, we don't want to make the background too busy. Yeah, we don't want to make it too busy, but we want to make it have some action. So I'm going to drop the opacity down of this, and I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm just going to start sketching stuff in. So we're going to do this again. We're going to lay out our ground plane. We may not make it to color today. If we don't, we do it tomorrow. Some of us are still waking up. Hi, Peter. How are you? Hi, Corey. So I'm noticing we got a couple Midwesterners, especially Iowa and Chicago here. Did you guys fare okay in the storm the other day? Because that was I've lived here for a year and a half. The tornado siren goes off once a month as a drill, so I know what to listen for. But like Monday was the first time I've actually heard it go off and not during the test, and I was like, oh no, we're under tornado warning. We took shelter in our basement. We took shelter in our basement storage room. Our poor doggies. We have 3 dogs, and they were just like, we don't know what's going on. We don't like this. We hate everything about this. Can we go back to snacks and naps? Hello from Missouri. Sean says, my in-laws lost a silo. That's these things that you see on the side of the road where farms are, right? These things. Silo. That's a silo, right? That sucks. I'm sorry. Adobe-ites. We could be, oh, guys, we could be Adobe. We could be Adobes. We could be Adobes. How cute would that be? When a tornado is close, you'll know it's a sound you'll never forget. Yeah, there were a few points where we were like, is that what we're hearing? We're not sure, because we have a walkout basement. We have a walkout basement, which is like nice because we can obviously walk out. I have a really nice window because I live in the basement. But it's really like, it was kind of scary because like when you're in the storage room, there's no windows, you can't see anything. We were like logging into our security camera so we could watch outside. There was a point where the lightning was like every 5 seconds. I'm using a brush called Storybook Brush. I've not released it yet, but it's one that I use for color. You can also use Kyle's Conte, and it will give you a similar look. Hello from the Philippines. Hello. Adobe's is so cute sounding. I know, right? There could be a little plush. Adobe, are you taking notes? Like, I'll gladly design the little plush. So haunted trees, I think, have a lot of branches, and they're really creepy. And then we're gonna they kind of veer off every which way. Do Adobes make honeys? Adobes make... Darn it, I can't come up with something. Someone come up with something cute. Great, we need new icons again. It could be like a little Easter egg in the programs. Why do skeletons stay so calm? Because nothing gets under their skin. We should just have like a Tim Mobeast dad joke hour. that look creepy to you guys? Is that a creepy enough tree? I'll do more in the background, like I can do more later. Everything Adobe's make is sweet. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the Graves key. I'm going to turn off the layer behind it, and I'm just going to start drawing around these to kind of even them out. Because I love when trees do this. So we've got that. And then we're going to have our dirt here. I know this is a really basic question, but what tools tablet are you using? Oh, hey, Kyle. Not a basic question at all. I'm using Photoshop, obviously. I'm using the Wacom Cintiq. And if you can see it, I've got a Wacom Cintiq. And I'm using a brush that I made, but you can use any brush from Kyle Webster. If you need more, you can go up to this little key up here, hit the gear, get more brushes. That'll take you to Adobe's website where you can download all of Kyle's brushes. Does this work with Google Hangouts? I don't know. I've only done this with Zoom, but Zoom lets you put in a custom background. I'm going to do a little bush down here. It's like Bob Ross. Draw a creepy little bush. Yeah, Zoom lets you choose from any image file, yeah. And that's why you never hang out with mummies. They're so afraid to mind. WebEx Teams and Hangout allows custom backgrounds also. Cool. Yeah, so you guys, you can make like custom backgrounds. Some people will do things where it looks like they're swimming underwater. Let's do the moon up here because like our head is gonna be here-ish. So if we do the moon here, it'll be just slightly offset. And then we can do some Alberto. Hello, Alberto. Yeah, I mean, I love my Cintiq, but I used a sorry, sometimes I can't draw and talk at the same time. I used a Intuos tablet for the longest time, the one where you're drawing down here, but you're looking up here. I used that for the better part of probably almost 10 years. And I could do everything I'm doing now with that. It just takes, like, it takes some coordination. It takes some practice. And so the best way to get comfortable if you get one of those to practice is to, like, just get an image and just focus on tracing the image on your computer just to feel it out. Don't post it, don't share it or anything, but just, like, it'll give you can kind of feel out where the points are in relation to your screen on the tablet. I'm looking for a good beginner tablet for my 12-year-old niece. Any tips? I wish I had some. I don't know what Wacom has out right now. I do know they do have some student grade tablets, and I would highly recommend looking into those. Someone else might have recommendations in chat. Feel free to shout them out. Tim is coming at us with the dad jokes today. You've been looking at the X Pen Pro 22R. I think I've heard good things about X Pen. I know if you go on YouTube, you can find a lot of reviews of these different tablets and things from other artists. A lot of them will get these different tablets to test out, which is always it's always good too, because then you can get a really unbiased opinion on things. All right, so we're gonna draw a tree that goes here and go there. Says, don't make things complicated in your background, proceeds to make it all complicated. The cool thing is, like, trees that look like this with the really rounded top actually exist, and I've seen them up here in Illinois. I keep meaning to take pictures of them because they're really cool looking. But the trick is, like, just draw all your stuff in and then erase it so it's got a shape. And if you guys are hanging out in chat, I'm responding to the comments on Behance. So if you're hanging out on YouTube, go to be.net/live and join us over there. Because I can see the YouTube comments, but I'm responding to Behance. That's what cool kids are. Brad Cowboy on YouTube does a ton of tablet reviews. Your favorite? Yeah, years ago I used to watch Friendin as well, and he had a ton of different tablet reviews. I am unsure though if he still does them or not. But that was my go-to channel way back in the day. Oh yeah, I forgot about refurbished ones. I was able to get, when I worked in-house for a company, I was bringing my tablet back and forth every day for work, and I was finally able to convince my boss to buy a tablet for the office that I could use, so that I wasn't using my own every day. And I ended up buying a refurbished one. It was perfect. Do I listen to music while I'm working? Yes, I do. I'm listening to a Spotify playlist right now that no one can hear. Oh, hey there, friendos. Hey, Laz, how are you? All right, let's. And I think I need to add more to this because it's not creepy enough. If anyone's just joining, we're making a Zoom background, and everyone voted on Haunted Forest. Tim, do you just keep like a mental storage of all these dad jokes, or are you looking these up? Sean says, "Oh my God, Tim Movies is going for the highest ever score in a joke Adobe live match." Is anyone drawing along with us, or is everyone just sort of watching and dad joking? Because like you're more than welcome to not, to draw along if you want. Because I'd love to see what you make. And to do these trees, I am just doing very random strokes right now. I'm just seeing what feels right. Because remember, our head's going to be here. So we don't want to put anything too important here. And in this case, we can actually use this to frame where our head will be. Both, porque no los dos? Do I have a stand-up desk? No, I don't. I have a step stool for my feet underneath because I'm too short for my desk. Since this is our own little world, we can make these mushrooms as large as we want. I don't know. How big should they be? Should we make them like giant? What's my standard go-to size? I generally do like an 8x10 canvas. Yeah, generally like an 8x10 canvas. And I'll sometimes work in and I'll sometimes work in a 350 DPI, a little higher, so I can scale things. Watching and enjoying the ghastly humor. Doing a PowerPoint for work. This is looking amazing. Looking and working on some lettering. Nice, Dana. Eddie says, "Ooh, there's some good haunted tours in the Chicago area." Oh, I know. I know. I want to go on the gangster tour. There's like a Gangs of Chicago tour. Um, the area that I live in was, we've got like some Al Capone history here, which is pretty awesome. I'm not really reading the YouTube chat, but I did see someone ask why I'm only using one color to sketch. I'll be using a different color for the elements that are a little more receded backwards so that it stands out. No, a graveyard could work. We could have a little graveyard over here. Actually, yeah, it would work here. I'm going to use the Graves key, erase this out. That's one downtown. Yeah, that's a cool one. There's one in the Burbs West, and it's freaky. Are you talking like the Rockford area? Or like South Chicago to the west? Hello, Shauna. Hello, fellow name person. I'm in the Chicago area. You opened up, Danielle says, I opened up Fresco when you mentioned the Conte brush, trying to figure out which one I like. Yeah. I sometimes if I don't know what brush I want to use, I will literally just like make strokes and draw with a brush until I find one that feels right that day. And Sean says, what? Sean is drawing the graveyard? That's what everyone's so worked up today. Should have seen that skull. Yeah. We've also got the skull down here. You're supposed to be designing a brochure. I take it you're not designing a brochure right now. So we're at about 40 minutes left. Your layer panel's not showing. What do? Window, scroll down to layers. Tap that, it should open up your layers palette. We've got about 40 minutes left, so we're going to keep going with this sketch. I don't think we're going to hit color today, so we'll do that tomorrow. But just make sure that today you do stick around because we have a really full lineup today. So we have me right now, followed by the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Kathleen Martin, followed by photo compositing with Claudie, and then the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with Claudie, followed by logo design with Ben Wagner, the XD Daily Creative Challenge with Howard Pinsky, draw along with Kyle Webster, and the design off with Voodoo Val and Delta Tango Mike. So we've got a really good lineup today. It's going to be fun. So make sure you do stick around afterwards. Hello from New England. Hello, Jamie. Question: why are you drawing in one color rather than different colors as you draw? I'm not an illustrator, but I find it interesting. This is just the sketch, so I will end up at some point. I'll create a new layer, and I will do like a lighter color behind to mark out anything extra that I don't want to detract from the composition, like the focal point of the composition. Like this stuff will be receded into the background, so it won't be so prominent. Always put up today what you can do tomorrow. Also, I have coffee. I hope you guys do too. I have this really cute mug from my friend Shauna Lynn, who's known as Have a Nice Day. It fits 2 espressos perfectly. And it says, reset, refocus, restart. And I'm going to do a layer change on here just so I can, that's too light. There we go. That way I just have like a lighter color in the background for all the other stuff. You're now following. Very cool lettering in your portfolio. Thank you. That's what I got known for was lettering, and I'm transitioning right now into a mix of lettering and children's book art. So it's baby steps. It's taking some time, but I've been making a list of like the things I need to make sure I put in my portfolio, which will be like scenes and characters, and then a mix and. I'm going to drop the opacity down of this just a little bit more, just because you can see how like easily it is for it to get distracting, and this is something where it's not going to be as prominent. So will you be doing the final work over this sketch? Yes, and the final work will consist of multiple layers and things. We will get to that point more likely tomorrow. Just because I want to make sure that we have a nice solid sketch. So what I don't finish on stream today, I will finish this evening, and then you'll see the final sketch tomorrow. What other things should be under the dirt? Because we have the skull. I'm drawing like rocks and things. He has no arms. I think I'm gonna let's draw his hand coming up from I still have to do mushrooms and things, so we'll do see now at this point, because everything's getting crowded here, I will transition to another color, just so I can get the things that are going to be in the foreground. But I don't want to use black because that's not fun. Says the girl that wears all black all the time. So like the stuff that's closer to you is going to be a lot more prominent. It's going to be a lot more saturated in color. As things recede, it's not going to be as noticeable. They're going to be, and that's just so you can give like depth. One of those creatures from Tremors. I've never seen Tremors. Sorry, people think I'm a vampire because I tell so many bad jokes. Tim. Someone says a cat skeleton. Hi Mallory, welcome to the stream. Wow, what happened there? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, okay. So let me see how this looks. Because when you're in a Zoom chat, it's generally going to be pretty small, unless you're presenting. And then again, like this general area is where your body will be when it's behind you. So let's go back to these. So someone said a cat skull. I've never drawn a cat skull, so we're gonna it's gonna look like a cat. This is my interpretation of a cat skull. Yes, Cody Bear is a fantastic streamer. She's a fantastic illustrator, and I highly recommend you check her out as well. She's got a Behance profile, and she streams on Behance. Oh, hey, Cody. We ordered popcorn salt on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure that's what my Alexa is trying to tell me, that it just arrived. But like, I miss movie popcorn. It's delicious, especially the movie popcorn salt, and apparently you can buy it on Amazon. So we're gonna try it. Is Tremors? Is that? That's not. No, that's not Gremlins, right? playing which silhouette of moon. So do keep in mind it's going to be small, so we don't want to overcrowd things. Like what I'm doing now is just sort of filling out the background so that there is it's not just like blank, but I'm not overcrowding it with things that are going to, you don't have to, like, you're not going to be able to look at it and be like, that's it, this, that's it, that. You're just going to be like, oh, those are trees. And I'm going to go in, actually, I'm going to do the moon in the same manner because I don't want the moon to be too prominent either. Seems like the Cheshire Cat is dead. Yeah, possibly. Oh, by the way. Okay, now we're going to put the moon back here. And we're just going to do some stuff over it. This will be trees and things. I forgot this was a background. Yeah, so it's going to be a zoom background. And when it's done, it'll be available for download. You just have to like follow my Twitter or something so that you can find it. We may not need mushrooms. Like this may end up being another gravestone here. And I almost think that might be, or like I could put a gravestone behind the mushrooms. Let me see what that looks like. Let's do probably a catacomb below. I've been to a catacomb. It's creepy. Have you guys ever been into a catacomb? Because it's creepy. I went into the I had the opportunity to study abroad in Rome for a summer, and we went to the Capuchin monks crypt. I want to say it was like in Santa Maria del Concezione, but I can't remember for sure. And it was a cat, a comb, but ching. But like it was creepy because they had they'd taken the bones and they like made chandeliers and things out of them. It was weird. Beautiful, but weird. Alright, I'm going to combine all of these into a group. I'm going to select all my layers. I'm going to hit Command G, or you can go to Layer, where is it? Group Layers. layer, group layers. And I'm just doing that so I can take the opacity down. I'm going to work on a refined sketch. So I'm going to create a new folder for that. So what color should I use to draw this for now? Because I'm just laying out. Let's use purple. What I would like to do is add in a little more detail. Let's see what this is. So this is only about 6 inches wide. This is like a 4x6 composition. So what I may do. Oh, hey, Rob. How are you? Guys, Robzilla is here. I think what I might do, for the sake of sketching this out and getting it a little cleaner, is I'm going to increase the size of this. So pixels, it's 19 by 20, 1080. I'm going to grab my calculator because I can't math in my head. I try, but I can't. And I'm just going to multiply it by 2. So 1920 times 2 is 3840. 1080 times 2 is 2160. So that's going to give me a lot more room to work with. So I'm going to remove this layer and redraw. So I'm going to select my group. I'm going to increase the size, fill this out. And that's going to make it a lot easier for me to get in the nitty-gritty details that I want to do. And I have this purple. I think I want to just kind of, it's like a blue purple. It's like a blurple. It's really pretty. But I'm going to take it more to a gray. Yeah, see how doing that, it's now 13 inches wide by about 7 inches tall. That'll let me really work in these details that I want to work with, so I can make these like trees super creepy. And I'm just going to use like really short lines to make this happen, which is like against everything that you'll ever learn in something like figure drawing. Loving the hair, Shauna. Thank you. Yeah. Quarantine hit and I was like, I'm just going to grow it out at this point. I had it like, I've gotten like 1.5 inches growth. Will this be available on replay? I had no idea I could draw in Photoshop. It will. Yeah. Once this is done, you have to give it a few minutes and it'll be available for replay. That's something that I wish I knew too in college. I kind of knew I could, but I didn't know the extent of what I could do when I was in college 10 years ago. And Photoshop has come super far from that point. And so, yeah, like I do all of my illustration work in Photoshop. Or I will do work in Fresco as well. Like if I'm doing, I can do a lot of sketch work on like my iPad. And it's nice because it lets me get away from the computer. There's a ton of videos for Photoshop drawing here. Yeah, there are hundreds, if not more, videos of illustration in Photoshop, and it's so awesome. I think Kyle Webster is doing a sketching stream later today, and I believe he's using Photoshop for that, so you can attend that one. There's Alice Lee has done streams she calls Doodle Therapy, and she uses Photoshop to draw. There's a lot of us that use Photoshop, and it's fantastic. I love it as a program. I think it's great. So you're sketching on no, I am sketching on a desktop in Photoshop. Photoshop on the iPad is for photo editing. Fresco on the iPad is for illustration, but I'm using a desktop. My little desktop setup. Here's my thumb covered that desktop. And then I have a big screen here for all of my windows. The only distraction is that the inset talking headshot audio is out of sync more than half the time, and I have very fast internet connection. We're all streaming from our homes, so we're working with what we've got, unfortunately. I'm doing my best to keep my stream high quality, but I'm at the limitations of where I live. Wasn't that the best part of quarantine, though? I was able to grow out my hair roots and get a biolage going now. Getting my hair done again was so nice. My hair, I had so many split ends. It was so nice just to have someone take care of my hair. Hello again, Kathleen. Highly recommend Fresco. Yes, and Fresco lets you do the replay, like how Procreate has the time lapse replay. Fresco also does, and it works really well. It's awesome. And there's now clipping masks in Fresco. I'm pretty sure that's live now. Are you using a pen versus a mouse? Yeah, I'm using a Wacom pen. I used to use a mouse in high school when I would draw digitally because they didn't have Cintiqs and things, or if they did, they were like $7,000. And I could not draw with a mouse now. I actually use a wired mouse. I couldn't do the I could not do the Bluetooth mouse just because it never felt super it never felt super accurate. I always felt like my mouse would jump a lot. So I'm old school and I use a wired mouse to my computer. I also hated changing batteries every 10 days. Yeah, clipping masks are live in Fresco. We're going to make this tree extra creepy with lots and lots of branches. And depending how dark color-wise I make everything, we can draw in eyes after the fact. So we could draw them in just randomly throughout the trees. But someone just remind me tomorrow. Hello, Dee. I don't remember if I said hi to you or not, but hi. I see you. You're here, and that's awesome. Don't forget to save your work. That tree looks very scared, almost petrified. Damn. Damn. Thank you for answering my questions. I missed all that. I'm so sorry. Any suggestions for brushes used to create the style? So this is a brush I made myself because I went through a phase where I really like making brushes. A lot of times there'll be a brush I'm using and it's just not quite the look I'm going for, so I'll adjust and tweak. But you can use any of Kyle's dry media. Hang on. They are, Kyle's dry media, the Conte has an incredibly similar look to what I'm using. And if you don't have the dry media pack, you can go up to this little dongle up here. I know it's not called a dongle. My brain's half working. And you're going to go to the little gear and you're going to click get more brushes, and that'll take you to your to the prompt to get download more of Kyle's brushes. So like I can, if you want like a similar look, the Conte brush will give you a very similar look until I release the other brush that I'm using. And it's the main Conte brush, or if you bring down the size of Conte pencil, let's see. You can also do it with compressed charcoal, and then what I would do is just like take the size of it down. But compressed charcoal would also give you that look. And then when you find brushes you like, create a folder and move them to that folder so that you have them on hand at all times. Because it will make it so much easier when you're drawing to not have to scroll through 1,000 brushes to find them all. No need to save when you're using cloud documents. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm not using cloud documents. Shame on me. I'm also like I've lived through the period where like you'll be working, and then especially in like I lived in Florida where we'd get afternoon thunderstorms, and I'd be in working and I'd be in such work mode, and all of a sudden I'd lose power and everything would go and I'd lose my document. So I'm like a every 20-second saver. But I also have a big battery backup because I have had my computer just shut off on me during a storm before because of power outages. And what the battery backup allows me to do is, one, it's a surge protector, but it also, it also lets me have 20 minutes of power to back up everything, so I can just like save everything. Where do you find beginning to draw with Photoshop tutorials, and where do I find the doodle therapy streams? If you, just below this video, you'll see there's like an info tab, and then below that there should be videos. You can search through all those, search through the recent videos, because I think there was, doodle therapy was Monday and Tuesday this week, I think. Did she have doodle therapy this week? She might have had doodle therapy this week. But you can also search through YouTube and find them too on the Adobe Creative Cloud YouTube channel. So we're coming down to the last few minutes. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, see how much more accurate that tree is and how much creepier it is, because I can get really detailed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this as soon as I do it, but what I'll do to clean up these edges here is I'm just going to draw with an eraser around them. And what that's going to do is just give them a very defined shape. And then I can do that down here as well. But that way it all sort of sits in a weird like tree cloud. Oh, I have you can set your backspace too, so that like it doesn't include turning on and off layers. That's what I have mine set to. Because there's times I'll sit there and I will just do this to see how things look. And it would get annoying that would take up my history. I am so looking forward to fall and cool weather and pumpkins and changing leaves. I got spoiled last year. I was able to finally see trees change color for the first time. And it was so beautiful. Our next door neighbor has these trees that turn bright red. Oh, they're stunning. Cody says she uses Kyle's Conte crayon brush. Say that 5 times fast. It's her favorite. Ariana says I definitely have to make a favorites folder for my brushes. It really does make things easier, especially when it comes to getting things settled and making sure that you can just easily find everything. And then also what I actually would recommend you do in addition to that is not click out of Photoshop. You click on your group, and then you go. There's a little lines here. You're gonna click that, and you're gonna click export selected brushes. Save them out as a separate file of your go-tos, so that should anything happen, should you have to reset preferences, should you have a new switch computers, what have you, your go-tos are still there, and you don't have to go and find them all again. Fall, what's that? Lives in Florida, yeah. Cries in Florida. This is part 1 of a 2-part session, correct? Yes. I will be live again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and we will be coloring this. So hopefully between now and tomorrow, I will finish this sketch so it's ready to go. Hi, Julia. Hello. How are you? Oh, Teddy just popped up. He's like, "What? What did you say?" His tongue. He's got a little tongue sticking out. He's like, we think his teeth have shifted because his tongue sticks out a lot now. Yeah, so make sure you guys stick around. They've got a full day planned here on Adobe Live. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with a finished sketch so you can see what my sketches look like. But what I definitely do is I do very, very rough, a little rough, and then I do this where I start refining. And what we've done since the initial sketch, is we increased the size of the document times 2. So we took a 1920 by 1080 pixel document and doubled it just so that there was more room. And then I'm working at 300 DPI because if I was working at 72, it would be pixelated as heck. So just finished some birch trees in fresco, and now I want to try some like these. Do it. There's a Illustrator, Grandma Moses, I think is who it is. Painter, Grandma Moses. I think she's known for trees like this. I used to draw trees like this in high school. I'd have a Micron pen and just like sheets of computer paper in my backpack, and while my teachers were lecturing, I was sketching trees. They did not like that I did that, but it helped me concentrate. I do need to figure out what these kind of trees are called, though, because I want to look at some more reference for them. Right now, I'm just sort of going off what's in my head. Thank you for your good instructions. This is the first time I've watched anything. Well, thank you for joining in. Thank you. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. And don't worry, like with trees, it's really fun to get really angular with them. So like, don't be afraid to just really play with the shape, because there's some crazy looking trees out there. I love when they're super wonky. All right, guys, we're coming to the end. I had a great time. Again, to review, this is what we've done. We started out with a very, very, very rough sketch. Rough being that. And then we cleaned it up, we added some layers, and now we are in the refining stage. But I had a fantastic time. Make sure you guys do stick around for the other streams. I'll just pull up the schedule again real quick. But getting started in Photoshop with me. We have the daily challenge with Kathleen, who's been in the chat hanging out. So definitely hang out because it's going to be fun. Photo compositing with Claudie. Illustrator daily creative challenge with Claudie. Logo design with Ben Wagner. XD daily creative challenge with Howard Pinsky. Draw along with Kyle Webster. And the design off with Voodoo Val and Delta Tango Mike. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a really great time. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun finishing this up for our Zoom/video conferencing backgrounds. And I can't wait to see what you guys make. Feel free to share it with me on social media. I'd love to see it. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.